Pledge of allegiance.
City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, November 9th, 2015. The roll will show that all members are present with the exception of Councilman Wadsworth.
He's excused.
Thank you, so noted. Tonight's regular council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6A, clerk's report, 6B, treasurer's report, 7, public comment, 8, unfinished business, 9, new business, 10, communication, 11 is warrant 15-21, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yeah.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, agenda approved.
2A, approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held November 2nd, 2015. So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held November the 2nd, 2015. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
2B, approval of the minutes from the special meeting held on Monday, November 2nd, 2015, at 7:00 p.m. This was a public hearing to discuss the proposed special assessment role for the Merriman Road Enhancement Project.
So move for approval of the minutes for the special meeting on November 2nd.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the special meeting held Monday, November the 2nd, 2015, at 7 p.m. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Abstain, I was absent.
Okay, chair votes yes, motion approved.
3A petitioners. Tonight, Mr. Chair and Council, we have 2 petitions on the agenda. Our first petitioner is Reverend Arthur Willis, and if he can come to the podium. And Mr. Reverend Willis is here to request close Wayne Road north and southbound from Wick to Michelle, and Wick Road from Middle Belt to Wayne Road on Monday, January 18th, from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And this is for the annual Martin Luther King Day Walk.
Ms. Clerk, I think just 9 a.m., right, instead of p.m. 9 a.m. From 8 a.m. to 9
8
a.m.
a.m. to 9 a.m., I'm sorry, that was a typo. And I'm going to ask Reverend Willis, can you use the cordless mic, please?
Thank you very much. Good morning. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Chair, and our council members, and also our clerk and our treasurer. And we are here once again, coming before you, asking that you allow us to be able to, as we prepare to celebrate a great day in our city, we put on one of the best Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King celebration, I think, in the entire country. It is so nice, and I say that because the city puts it on along with the school, the city, and the community. So how can you have 3 sets of people working so great together? So again, this year, we come to you to actually allow us to be able to close the road down for March. We do try our best to go back and recommence what King did in their march to Selma, their march on Washington. We do it here and have a great time. Our mayor's always there walking with us, and most of you council members are always there walking with us. Good exercise for you. After you ate all that Christmas and Thanksgiving food, you come out and help us to walk it off. Love to see you there with us, if you can give us that permission to be able to close the roads during that time.
Yes, Reverend Willis, I'd like to comment on you and everyone involved, our city clerk, Ms. Braggs, and Stacey Page, Mayor, everybody. You know, does such a great job in representing Martin Luther King. And it just, you know, I just wanted to say thank you and doing a good job.
Well, thank you, sir, for helping us out.
If I could, I'd like to make the motion.
Okay, Mr.
Support.
Makowski.
I have a
Ms. Choke, you have a question?
I have a question. In that Wayne Road is a county road. Do we need authorization or permit from the county?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, do you know? Yes.
If I may,
Ms.
through the
Clerk.
chair, yes, but before we can submit that request, we have to have a council resolution to approve the road closures first.
Thanks.
Okay.
Um, you
Ms.
have-
Makowski made the motion, is supported by Ms. Choke for the close of Wayne Road North and South Round from Wick to Michelle and Wick Road from Middle School to Wayne Road on Monday, January 18th, 2016, from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the annual Martin Luther King Day Walk. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Choke,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
The next petitioner on the agenda, 3B, this is a request for a Class C liquor license this is being requested from the Dancing Cow Entertainment LLC doing business as the Walters Bar and Romulus Lanes located on 37452 West Huron River Drive. And Ms. Wagle, if you're here, if you can please approach the podium, and all those who you'd like to bring up with you. Per the city ordinance, it requires approvals, and the difference here is that with this request, this is a new liquor license, therefore, the requirement is that it must go through all of the departmental approvals, which it has, met all the approvals and gone through the background check, so we're in compliance with the ordinance. So Ms. Wagle is here, and representing Dancing Cow Entertainment, and before the state can issue their the Class C liquor license, it must have a resolution from council's approval. So I don't know.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes, Ms. Makowski.
I would be proud and honored to make the motion to
Sure.
allow this liquor license.
Okay. It's been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a new liquor license request, Dancing Cow Entertainment LLC, Walters Bar and Romulus Lanes, 37452 West Huron River Drive. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choke.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if I may, I'd also like to make the motion that we we waive the city application fee of $500 for this liquor license request.
Support.
Okay, it's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a waiver of the $500. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choke.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if
Mr.
I
Mayor.
could, just make a comment. I wanted to thank the family for all the hard work that they're putting into the bowling alley. You know, that's, was in 1943 established, you know, historic and kind of the entryway of the 5 Points and going into downtown. And we appreciate as a residents what you're doing, you know, fixing it back up. Hopefully the liquor license will help on the restaurant side and the bar side, but it's nice to see all the hard work and people are excited about the bowling alley again. So just wanted to say thank you and best of luck. And to our residents, please support them. Thank you.
Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Today at 7 p.m., we had a special meeting discussing the pending union matters. At this time, the chair going to recognize Councilwoman Ms. Choke.
I would like to make the motion that we approve the tentative agreement with the Teamsters Local 214 with the term through June 30th, 2020.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choke, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the approval of the union ratification, 2020. Ms. Choke.
Yes.
Excuse me, discussion?
Discussion, okay. Yes, Ms. Makowski.
Thank you. There's been a lot of great work done, working with the Teamsters and administration, and I do appreciate that. Yet I'd be remiss if I didn't understand the full budget impact of making a yes vote tonight. So I would just like to say that.
Okay. Roll call. Ms. Choke,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
No.
Ms. Makowski,
No,
Ms. Abdo,
Yes. I, to comment?
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Brian,
Yes,
I make a comment.
Ms. Abdo.
I agree with Ms. Makowski on the fact that we don't know the full budget, but my one deciding vote was this, that it passed overwhelmingly by their union. I would hope when the administration comes back the next time, we have more data in front of us, so it wouldn't hold this type of thing up.
Thank you, Ms. Abdo.
I'd love to comment on that, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
The amount that's budgeted in the budget is for the 6 days, so, that's the amount in a ballpark, but what was asked for tonight was to give a breakdown by job classification of sections of the budget, which I can't do, nor can our finance person like that. There's been no surprises on this one. We've been talking about it, for me, for 2 years in the budget process, but I'll be happy to get you those numbers once we break those down, so that, we always try to give you as much information and data as we can to the best of our ability. So, no surprises, but I thank you for your yes vote.
I want to, Mr. Mayor, can you update us on this shopping outlet?
Please.
Sure, I can give a quick update on that. We had a meeting last week. A quick overview is we had approvals already from our Planning Commission, ZBA, in that area, not just with the outlet mall, but this is Wick and Vining Road region. There's about 1,000 undeveloped acres there. We had to get a data from the FEMA floodplain maps changed. We were successful with that. I thought that would be the biggest hurdle. We worked with DTE to get power supplied for construction and for operation. That was big. Tonight, under your report, you'll see some things that I bring to you about Wick Road. We had to work with the Wick Road reconstruction and the Great Lakes Water Authority line. So we got through that one. The meeting we had last week was with a representative from the Federal Highway Commission, several from the Michigan Department of Transportation, from Paragon, their engineers, myself and Tim Keys. And they outlined, the gentleman from the Federal Highway Commission outlined the process that the applicant needs to go through, which is relatively new. The whole issue that the feds have is in 95, when the Vining Road interchange was opened, that was considered what they called a limited access from 94 north to Wick Road. They did assessments of data from Middle Belt, Merriman, the new interchange, and Wayne Road. And so what that meant was they didn't want curb cuts from the freeway to Wick Road. We own the road from the bridge, so City of Romulus owns a road. We can't give a curb cut on it. So that was a little interesting. So we asked about the process. We lobbied the Federal Highway Commission to work with us on it, work with the applicant. They did. They came in. They explained the process. So right now, we're working with the applicant to get through that process. What it basically is a permit, a licensee permit that they have to file through the state for the feds to get that curb cut. It ties to use and ownership, is what they told us. I do have another meeting with the Paragon president, not this week, but the following week. He and Tim and I are meeting, and they're hoping to be able to share more information and data as far as their tenants, some of the names that they've secured, what percentage of leases they have completed. So that's positive. I was hoping we would have already had approval from the Federal Highway Commission. We don't, but we're working through that process to the best of our ability with our lobbyists, with support from the federal government. So that's kind of where it is. It's still moving forward, slower than I would have thought. They obviously, here we are in November, right? They put signs up that said 2016. They're still telling us that they're going to be breaking ground early in 2016. They did not feel it made sense for them to break ground and then incur costs through a winter when they weren't going to be able to get that curb cut. The curb cut's a big deal for them. They want to be able to have a one-way entrance off of Vining Road and then two others off onto Wick Road. So we know it's important to them. We're working through that process, but that's where it is. That has spurred a lot of other interest in that whole region. You know, our phones have been ringing, and we've been in meetings about other development, but I think what I've heard from a lot of other brokers and developers, Mr. Chairman, is that they want to see that Catalyst one really kick it off. So that's where it is, slower than we want. It's still a live project, and I appreciate, you know, everybody's support and cooperation in it. Believe me, I know that it's kind of a sore spot because our residents have heard other things that may come that didn't come, and I get that. You have not heard my team talk about it. Any of the press releases came from the company. I want to see it happen. I don't want to talk about it till we get a shovel in the ground. You ask about it, so that's the best kind of overview update that I can give you and council and our public.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo. Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. You know, tonight in my report, you know, and I put a quote together, and I'm not going to do a quote. What I want to talk about is what's coming up this week, and really just my personal thanks and gratitude because we have Veterans Day coming up. And we have that on Wednesday. You're going to hear more about the Veterans Day events that we have, but you know what? This country that we have is the best one in the world. And it does have flaws, doesn't it? But it's the best one in the world. And it's the best one in the world that we can be in this room and we can have a public meeting and everybody gets to be heard and get to be part of that process because the men and women of all those branches of our armed forces that fought, some came home, some did not come home. But Veterans Day is our time to show appreciation, especially for those loved ones that are here that fought. So my message is just I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to the veterans that served. And if there's one thing that anybody gets from this meeting that is home watching it, they might pick up the phone or email or text somebody and tell someone thank you on their own. So thank you and happy Veterans Day. We have a quick video to run if we could for some events coming up, and then I'll comment on a few others and ask for some action items.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dancy. Here's what's coming up around Romulus. And remember to stay tuned in following this meeting for a complete news show. Don't forget, our Veterans Day Parade is this week on Wednesday, November 11th. The parade will start at 9:30 a.m., beginning at the Progressive Hall, travel up Goddard to Bibbins, and end at the Wayne Road Veterans Memorial in front of the Municipal Complex at 11111 Wayne Road. We are still inviting any and all veterans and their families to come out and ride in the parade. There will be a float provided for veterans. Any organizations are welcome to participate as well with patriotic or military-themed entries. Please call 734-955-8960 to RSVP or for more information.
Hi, I'm Tanya Cofield. The Romulus Goodfellows applications for families and seniors in need of assistance are now being accepted through November 30th, 2015. Come out to the Romulus House on Wednesday, November 25th for their annual Thanksgiving dinner. The dinner is free to all patrons. Donations received go directly to the 2015 Goodfellow program. Please save the date for some of our other upcoming city events during the approaching holiday season. The Winter Wonderland and official tree lighting will be held on Friday, December 4th. There will be tickets available for a special dinner with Santa at 5 p.m. and the regular ceremony will begin at 6:30. Also, mark your calendars for a new community New Year's Eve party. This party will be held at the Romulus Progressive Hall from 7 to 1 a.m. on December 31st. Proceeds from the party will go to a fund for the 2016 Movies in the Park series. Current City of Romulus recreation programs include Pee Wee basketball, Tai Chi, and drop-in chess. There are some festive community events going on this month. St. Aloysius Church is holding their annual Feather Party Bingo event on Friday, November the 13th. The American Progressive Association, or APA, will be holding their annual free Thanksgiving dinner on November the 20th from 5 to 8 p.m. The Romulus Community United Methodist Church is holding their annual craft and vendor bazaar on Saturday, November the 21st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They are still accepting vendors for this event. For more details on any of the events mentioned in this evening, please visit our city website at romulusgov.com or facebook.com/City of Romulus, or for further details, tune in to our newscast following tonight's City Council meeting.
In September, members of the St. John Lodge Number 44, the Rolling Thunder Chapter Number 5, community members along with employee volunteers from the City of Romulus, and the Westside Beer Distributors worked together to complete our Paint the Town project in the downtown area. The site selected was the Wetland Home on Goddard Road, which was constructed in 1892. Gerald Wetland, who resides in the home, is a lifelong resident of the city. He served in the Army for 22 years during the Vietnam War. Not only is Mr. Wetland a war hero, he is known by many in Romulus as our official historian. Mr. Wetland has suffered the loss of his leg due to diabetes, and therefore the repair and painting done to the exterior of his home was much needed and well deserved. We thank all of the volunteers for their hard work and participation in this project.
On October 9th, the city held their first ever Fall Family Fun Fest. One of the activities at this event was hayrides throughout the downtown area. 31 scarecrows were created by local businesses and organizations to be displayed along Goddard Road from the historical park to 5 Points. These scarecrows not only provided scenery for the hayrides at the Fun Fest, but also made for a festive and scenic display in our downtown. The public was able to vote for their favorite scarecrows in person at the Fun Fest, at City Hall, and on Facebook through November 2nd. Thank you to everyone who participated this year, and please keep your eyes out for next year's Scarecrow Contest in September and October 2016. We would now like to announce the winners. Third place is Fluff and Puff Pet Grooming with their Snow White Scarecrow. Second place is Romulus House Restaurant with their Chef Scarecrow. And first place with an overwhelming win is Team Cindy with their race mascot. Congratulations, and thank you again to all of our participants.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, I have some certificates, and I'd like to offer up first for our Romulus Paint the Town first annual. These were dated November 9th, and they basically show a picture of the Wendland home, a before and after shot, which was quite amazing, all the work that went into it. And I'm going to ask, with the help of Mr. McCrate, that any of those in the audience that participated in that, please come forward and we'll give you a certificate of appreciation for all the hard work. I know we have St. John's Lodge here. If you gentlemen want to come up, we have Rolling Thunder. We had some folks from Beautification and others. If any of you were involved, please. again, thanks to everybody who helped with that project. It was pretty neat. And Westside Beer Distributing, who contributed for the supplies. That was awesome. And employees that came out and worked. You heard the announcement of the scarecrows. That was another neat idea. You know, kind of people were like, what are these scarecrows downtown? But we tied it in with a little bit of a festival theme, Fall Fest, with fun, family, movies, and hay rides. And it was pretty cool. So I have a couple of the award winners, and I don't know if we have people for those representations, but I'm going to bring them and mention them anyway. Third place, as Jazz mentioned, that was awarded to Fluff and Puff for pet grooming. They had a real cool scarecrow down there. Anybody from Fluff and Puff here?
I did like those scarecrows.
Also, thanks Fluff and Puff. You guys are very active with the animal shelter and supporting, and I know Mr. Wadsworth would mention that if he was here. Our second place winner was for the Romulus House, right in front of me. Romulus House. And you know, this first place, it was overwhelming, but the Team Cindy team has been doing a lot of things for a while. And they've been very passionate about their loved one, Cindy, who was part of our community, and fundraising for the fighting of breast cancer and helping with more survivors. So we're honored, and they were overwhelming first place winners. So anybody here for Team Cindy, please come on up. She's got her Team Cindy shirt on next. Okay, thank you for that. A couple of recognition. Two other quick things. Council had done this previously. One of them had passed a resolution of recognition, and I do need a resolution for the second one. You did one for Kevin Kraus. I would like to ask Council to pass a resolution recognizing Lieutenant Damian Hull for his command staff training as well, if you'd consider that.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for resolution for Mr. Hall. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion approved.
Very much. Lieutenant Hull had a family commitment. He couldn't be here, but I did ask our Deputy Fire Chief, Kevin Kraus, to come up. You know, I kind of read off to council the program he went through, the intense weeks and hour commitment, and the fact that he was the president of class. But I wanted to present him with the resolution that you passed and signed. I'll read over the resolution. I'd like to have our deputy chief after that come up and get his award and have a few words to tell us personally about what some takeaways were from that class. So this goes, whereas Kevin Kraus was appointed to the position of deputy fire chief in January 31st of 2014, and whereas Kevin Kraus graduated from the Eastern Michigan University Fire Staff and Command Executive Leadership Program on Friday, October 23rd, 2015. The classes included Fire Service Administration, special skills regarding Homeland Security. The program included 350 classroom hours and over a period of 9 months. Whereas Kevin's leadership and ability did not go unnoticed with his classmates, and he was also elected the president over 42 other students in that class. So we're very proud of Kevin. He's come up through our system. You know, we appreciate, and we talk about continuing to sharpen the saw and learn and do more and more. And, you know, Kevin's done a great job with the team and fire, with the rest of the support of that team. And I just wanted him to know how much we appreciate him. And I thank you, council, for doing this. So, Kevin, would you please come up and receive this?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk. I don't know where our secretary went this evening, but she was here earlier, and I said good evening to her. Just a couple quick takeaways. You know, it was an honor to be able to participate in the class, and I thank the mayor and our public safety director and council for taking the time and the investment for me to participate in this class. It was a 10-month-long class over at Eastern Michigan University, in which the knowledge, the skills, the abilities that they instill in the students that go through the program are kind of the best of the best in the region. They bring people in from all over the country during the 10-month period. We're required to do a pretty lengthy research project that allows you to take some in-depth looks at your department and your operations and how you can improve it and how you can incorporate best practices while incorporating leadership to your peers and to your subordinates in your department and bring them up through the ranks and get them up to speed with the current practices in the fire service field. It was a great opportunity. I look forward to really giving the same opportunity to some of our officers in the fire department in the near future to be able to go through that and really start developing our fire department and our leaders for tomorrow. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin. And we'll make sure Lieutenant Hull gets his as well. He went through on the police side, command staff. So that was the kind of the intro and the fun stuff. I do have some action items I need to ask for your approval on tonight, if we could. And first of which is 5A. And what you have is basically a request to be in compliance with the municipal code and city resolution 09-348. We have the administrative ability to reappoint some people to the cemetery board, and we have Gerald Wenlin as a trustee, term to expire November 1st, 2020, and the new appointment of Sheldon Chandler to fulfill a vacant term, that to expire November 1st of 2017.
Ms. Choate.
I'd like to make the motion that we concur with the administration and reappoint Gerald Winland to the City of Romulus Cemetery Board of Trustees with his term to expire November 1st, 2020, and that we appoint Sheldon Chandler to fill the unexpired term of Nancy Jarnigan, and that term would expire November 1st, 2017.
Support. It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the compliance with the MCLA and Romulus City Council resolution with administration and reappointment of Gerald Windland to the City of Romulus Cemetery Board of Trustees with a term to expire November the 1st, 2020, and appoint Sheldon Chandler to fulfill the vacant appointment with a term to expire on November the 1st, 2017. Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, Council. Also, thank you, Nancy, for serving on that board. And just a reminder, that's, again, volunteer, non-paid board. A lot of people work very hard, and they made a lot of progress with the cemetery, so thank you. Next up is 5B. We have as a request before you to extend bid award 14/15-02 to Accuform Printing and Graphics. That's for 2016 for the printing of the city newsletter, quarterly newsletter.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
I'll make that motion to extend bid award 14/15-02 with Accuform Printing and Graphics Incorporated through 2016 for the printing of up to additional 4 city newsletters.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to extend bid award 14/15-02 with Accuform Printing and Graphic Incorporated through 2016 for the printing of up to an additional 4 city newsletters. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is item C, and this is to concur with the administration, authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement between the city of Romulus and Detroit Water and Sewer Department for the installation of the 48-inch water main to be part of the Wick Road reconstruction project at Vining. DWSD will reimburse for the total cost of the project, and any cost incurred to the city estimated through construction is about $4 million.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement between the city of Romulus and the Detroit Water and Sewer Department for the installation of the 48-inch water main as part of the Wick Road reconstruction project at Vining Road. DWSD will reimburse for the total cost of the project, and any cost incurred to the city. Estimated construction cost is $4 million.
I'll support that with discussion, please.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Makowski, to concur with the administration, authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement between the city of Romulus and the Detroit Water and Sewer Department for the installation of the 48-inch water main as part of the Wick Road reconstruction project at Vining Road. DWSD will reimburse the total cost of the project and any costs incurred to the city. Estimated construction cost is $4 million. Discussion.
Yes, please.
Yes, Ms. Makowski.
2 questions. I see first that it would start March 2016. What's the approximate finish date?
Roberto, do you know what they were telling you as far as Roberto Scappaticci will come up?
Thank you.
Use the other one.
Good evening, council. The expected completion date of this project is Labor Day of 2016.
Okay, and then the second question
Ms.
is, I saw that we would be, we've got a progress billings schedule where, well, that's actually a pretty short amount of time, 6 months. So at what point will we start invoicing the water department for our,
What's going to happen is DWSD is going to be inspecting their water main going in. And as soon as a pay estimate is approved through DWSD, a check will be cut through our process internally here, and then we will submit a progress billing to DWSD.
okay. So is that in 4 chunks, 1 million apiece, or is it?
You know, I really don't know. I don't know how quick the contractor can work. I've heard that he would put this water main in between 4 to 6 weeks. That seems pretty short. So it really is up to the contractor's production rate and what they run into in the field as far as linear footage of pipe they can put in within a month. And typically, we progress bill once a month.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yep.
And if I could, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
while Roberto's here, this goes back to your question about the outlet mall. This was another one of those hurdles that we got through, and I want to compliment Roberto. He worked on this. This is a 48-inch water line that they're putting in for capacity out towards Van Buren. So this isn't for our project. What we're doing is, if we're going to be spending dollars to reconstruct the road, my commitment was we weren't going to spend $2 million on a road and have the city of Detroit or Great Lakes Water Authority tear up that road and disrupt that service. So we're putting the pipe in the ground, we're working with them, and they're going to be reimbursing us the cost of that so that we wouldn't disrupt not just that development, but that whole region. So Roberto put a lot of time into this, work with them, work with our attorneys to make this happen. I know council was very cooperative, and I appreciate your part of that too, but that ties into your question about the mall. Without doing this, it would have been much more difficult to have all that come together. So thank you, Roberto, and thank you,
Mayor.
council.
Thank you, Roberto. Yes, Ms. Makowski.
I'm good.
Okay. Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Makowski. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Choate?
Yes.
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is item D, and what you have, it ties to that item. This is the budget amendment part of that to make that happen, and we're asking to cover the cost for the DWSD 48-inch water installation on the Wick Road. The city will be reimbursed by DWSD 100%. The amendment will also be contingent upon city council's approval of the IGA that goes through with the DWSD as well.
So moved.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to cover the cost of the DWSD 48-inch water main installation on Wick Road, that the city will be reimbursed by DWSD 100%. This amendment is also contingent upon council's approval. Discussion? Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. My last item for action is to ask for authorization to renew our annual Downriver Community Conference mutual aid dues for the city of Romulus. Those are $8,214.12. As you know, we're unique because we're part of the Downriver system and the Western Wayne system, but that allows us to call on our community partners in dire needs of emergency.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms.
I'd
Choate?
like to make the motion that we authorize renewal of the annual Downriver Community Conference manual aid dues for the city of Romulus in the amount of $8,214.12.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to authorize to renew our annual Downriver Community Conference mutual aid dues for the city of Romulus in the amount of $8,214.12. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes my report.
6A is the clerk's report. I do not have anything under my to report this evening. However, I do have an announcement that I'd like to make under my report, if I can, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
This is coming from Congressman John Conyers. This is he's hosting a Veterans Resource Fair scheduled for Saturday, November 14th, 2015. The time is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., and it will be held at the Westland City Hall, which is located 36300 Warren. They're in Westland, and this is to all veterans, active duty military personnel, and family members. And they'll have an opportunity to engage with federal and state agencies and groups and organizations who provide military and veteran services, including veteran benefits information, workforce and small business development, veterans education information, food and housing, health resource information. Also, there'll be health screenings, veteran employment opportunities. So this information is available. We have flyers there. So, this is another good resource, and we want to Congressman Conyers for his aide, Katie Gurno, and she's here, but I won't put her on the spot. But maybe she's left. But anyway, but they did send this to us, for our veterans and to get this information out.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk.
That concludes the clerk's report. Our city treasurer, she does not have a report, and she had to leave. She had to pick up her son from a hockey game, so she asked to be excused this evening.
Okay.
And with that, it moves us on to line item 7, public comment, and this is a portion of our meeting, an opportunity for those of you in the audience. If you have comments you would like to make this evening, you can do so under this line item of the agenda. If you would like to do so and you have not already submitted a written request, raise your hand. After being acknowledged by our chairperson, approach the podium. We ask that you state your name, your address, and that's please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Mr. Chair and Council, we do have 3 written requests. The first request is coming from Ms. Constance Black.
Okay.
And we're going to ask, could you all please use the cordless mic?
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Deputy, everybody. I came here because, before I even made it here, I had a problem that was already resolved, Robert and Deputy Kraus. So I didn't have to present that to you, and that's a problem that's going to be taken care of. Another thing, Roger Jr., I seen his picture out there. He deserves a gold star because I've never seen anyone who does the cutting of the grass or the landscaping. He takes the time to pick up the paper. I pick up garbage all the time. He deserves a gold star, a promotion, or whatever, but kudos to him. Another thing, I was listening to the news and they were talking about the infrastructure and all the different cities that got money, and they said Romulus didn't get any money to fix up our roads, because I noticed like in the urban renewal area or whatever, the streets are like really crumbling up because they replaced part of the concrete on my side, on the other side of in the street, and those claws that pick up the garbage cans, it's like they're shredding. I look at my garbage can, I keep it clean. I love those garbage cans, and the claws, it's like they're shaving, like you shave a bar of soap or something. Those claws, they're shaving. They're going to destroy those garbage cans. That's all.
She's right.
Okay.
All right. Our next request is coming from Teresa, and I hope I don't mess this up. Is it Tazinski? Yes. All right, great.
Hello.
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 From the Meadows area. I just wanted to let you all know that the Meadows has started a neighborhood watch community group. I am one of the co-leaders, as well as Vincent Solomon, right there. At this point, we are going to be looking at you guys to help us out. We're tired of being the problem child neighborhood. It's time for us to work together and make a difference. That means we would like patrol cars in the neighborhood after dark. We're not Detroit. We're not that bad. We'd like some assistance, as well as an opportunity for somebody from the council or the city hall to meet with us and come up with ideas on how to get some of the property up there cleaned up, the lights, overhead lights, street lights turned on, and some of our sewers from stop to be collapsing and stop sticking barrels to where the barrels are getting sucked up into the holes. We've got to make a difference, and the only way we're going to stop becoming Romulus's problem child neighborhood is if we have your help. So we're here tonight to let you know we're existing, we're growing, the neighborhood's on a rise, and we need your help to keep it that way. Not every 5 to 7 years we go back in the hole because of houses being empty, teenagers taking over our neighborhood, and crimes not being taken seriously. But I just want to let you know we're here and we're not going away.
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to comment on
Chairman,
that.
yeah, if we could, we welcome Neighborhood Watch. We'd love to work with you if we can make sure we get the contact information. There's actually a complete structure that PD has, how to run a Neighborhood Watch, how to get people involved. The one point that you mentioned is the best way to make an impact in a neighborhood is to get neighbors looking out for neighbors. And it helps police, it helps fire, helps us with street issues, all kinds of issues. So we have a pretty good system we can help with. I know I was involved in one and probably some others up here in that same neighborhood several years ago. What I would encourage you is keep people active. Don't just, what happens sometimes is they start making an impact, numbers start to drop, people go, I don't need to go, I don't need to get involved. You know, if you keep people involved on a regular basis and try to get new people involved in Neighborhood Watch, it'll continue to make a longer lasting effect. So we'd love to work with you. We're excited about it. And if you can get us your contact information, we'll make sure PD comes to meetings. I'll come to meetings. We'll do whatever we can do. Thank you. We'll get your information tonight. I'm not aware that they were trying to get that active again. We'd love to help you. Oh, is that right? Okay. We'll get your information and try to make sure we help. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the next request is Gregory Daly.
Well, it's a pleasure being here. It was a pleasure to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and that you all honor that. I am a veteran. I'm a resident of Romulus since 2010. I've had various, encounters with the DPW, and 99% of them have been solved. You ran the street sweepers in the first to second week of October. I don't believe they were ran during the first of the year. You stopped picking up leaves on the last week of November on Thanksgiving, all right? But there's gonna be leaves laying in the street, because I've come across and had hassles and detained by the police in regards to landscapers with the homeowners saying just blow it in the street. Well, it plugs up our sewers. I live on Zelmer Road. Each one of them are marked because they're falling off from the bottom, you know, from the soil being eroded, but they're damaged. Some of them are raised almost a foot high. So when the leaves pile up, the water comes up over the curbs. Maybe you could run the street sweepers in December if it's not too cold or frozen yet. That might be a thought. That's the only thing I have to say, other than thank you for the veterans. Thank you, Mr. Daniels.
You like this? Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to have public comments? If so, you can raise your hand at this time, and the chairperson will acknowledge you.
Yes.
Brother Mayor, Council. I'm David Jones of St. John's Lodge number 44. I'm the senior warden in the absence of our worshipful master, Ezel Wooden. And we would just like to thank the city for all you have done for us and allow us to help this city grow and continue to get closer and closer, because the city has been growing better recently than I've seen. I've been here all my life. So we just want to thank you for giving us the acknowledgement, and I'm going to let Curtis Hall, our junior warden, and Doris Green, our senior deacon. Doris Green is the one that works with the Order of the Eye, with the projects that they be doing, and we just like to commend him for that work, because I know that is a challenge.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, audience, good evening. As David said, my name is Curtis Hall. I am the junior warden of St. John's, number 44. And I just want to piggyback on what our senior warden just mentioned. We've had a great relationship, working relationship with the city of Romulus and St. John's 44. And we're looking for many, many more years to come of that relationship working as it is today. And again, we want to thank you for the honor and the certificate you gave us tonight. Mr. Green.
Thank you.
And Mayor, Council, audience, people out there, it's been a pleasure, and it has been a pleasure working together with all of you guys. And like I say, the Order of the Eye, St. Luke chapter number 2, would also like to thank you guys for inviting us to participate on the different things that we've done around the city. To name a few, the opening of the different parks that we've associated with, and also the veterans houses that we do. On behalf of my worshipful master, Brother Ezel Wooden, and my most worshipful Grand Lodge, our worshipful Grand Master, we thank you, and we look forward to working with you guys with more and more projects. And like we say, if you need us for anything, roads or whatever, we're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, if there's no any other comments, we'll close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, Ms. Makowski?
Just a little further clarification from the earlier vote about the contract. I just wanted to reiterate or maybe clarify the data that I would like to see, and that is the financial impact of the one-time signing bonus. I would like the financial impact of the elimination of the furlough days, and bottom line impact is fine. A breakout by department was never requested. And then also too, why don't you give me a range of the financial impact for the retiree healthcare buyout option? And that could be even a worst case, how many employees we've got left and what that could be. So that's what I'd like to see.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I can do all those. The last one's going to be tough, a range. It could be 0.
Okay, I'll take 0. We got
Okay,
the
I'll
first
send
part
you
done,
0.
so what's the
Okay,
worst
great.
case?
Thank you.
Thanks.
If there's no more unfinished business, number 9 is new business. Number 10, communication.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Yes, Ms. Makowski.
Okay, we got some library announcements. We got some good stuff happening. Family story time, and those are Tuesday nights at 6:30 p.m. And they read stories and do awesome crafts, and the program is free, no sign-up is required. And they've got different themes by each week. So the next one is on the 10th of November is traffic safety. And they'll also have ID cards. They'll make ID cards for kids 18 and under. And then an officer from the Romulus Police Department will read to the children and talk about safety. And the next one, the 17th, is the Pout Pout Fish. And then we got a couple of teen activities coming up. Teen Pizza and Movie Matinee, and the movie is called Paper Towns. It is PG-13, so it's 12 years and up. 12-year-olds need a signed slip. That's Saturday, November 14th at 1 p.m. And then lastly, there's a teen writing club, and there are 2 more sessions. So this writing club, Share Your Creativity, they take place the last Monday of the month from 3:30 to 4:30, and they will serve refreshments. No charge. Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Bosco?
Yep, I got a couple things. First thing is last weekend, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts put out their can-do bags. I know they didn't hit every house in the neighborhood in Romulus, but they sure did hit a lot of them. If you've got those bags, they'll be back out Saturday, and early. They come out early. They get started first thing in the morning, and the can-do bags are perishable goods non-perishable goods, I should say. And that food stays in our community. Most of it all goes right over to Helping Hands and goes back into the community, help people that are down on their luck, need some help with food and groceries and so on and so forth. And another thing I want to bring up, while we have the people here that want to get their community watch going and their neighborhood watch going, and we got Deputy Kraus here from the fire department, is we have a group called the Romulus Citizens Academy. And it is a course, it's a class, however you want to put it, that the city has going on for the residents, for the citizens. And we meet on Wednesday nights. The next class is going to start in February, so what I'm telling you now is this class is already going on, but it's like 10, 12, 14, 15 weeks, something like that. And we go over a lot of everything. And I'm going to put Kevin on the spot if he could explain it a little bit better than I can. I'm going through the class right now. I've learned more than you can imagine. We've done the hands-on things with the fire department, with the Jaws of Life and the fire hoses. We did SWAT over at the Taylor Police Department and went through all of how all the SWAT teams works in the communities. We've done the bomb squad, came from Dearborn already. We're going to go down to the Wayne County Jail soon. Just a lot of the inner works of how the police and the fire department works within the community. And if you could explain it a little bit better than I can, I appreciate it.
Maybe all the topics. Like Council Roscoe said, it's a 15-week course. Next one will be starting in February. It meets Wednesday nights for approximately 3 to 4 hours. And we start the first couple weeks with police and fire, administrative and operations. And then we break out, we deal with everything, like she said, from bomb squad to Wayne County Jail to the courts to pretty much everything within the city that deals with public safety. gives you kind of the behind-the-scenes view of what happens on a daily basis versus just when somebody calls 911 and has a request for service. So you get to kind of see everything firsthand. Yep.
I want to get a good idea. Does this involve a regular citizen having to go through this course that you took, and you actually work for the city?
Correct.
But I'm just a taxpayer, so why would I have to go through a 15-week course to call you and report crime? And
No. You don't know. It's just an awareness course. Is all it is. You don't have to go through it. It's just it's a Citizens Academy. Is all.
They mentioned that to us when we were trying to talk about forming a neighborhood watch, and I was like, why would we have to go through all of that?
You don't have to. It basically is just to expand your knowledge base and the awareness of the daily operations in the public safety sector.
So what we came here tonight for, because I usually was gonna let her do all the talking, but right now I kind of got confused when we went that direction. Because I was like, if I gotta go through 15 weeks, I already went through 10 years in the military. That's enough. I'm not a volunteer.
It's not a requirement. You don't have to. It's just there's a zero cost to any of the participants.
Because our Constitution says that we should have a standing militia working with the police force. So the citizenry is supposed to work with the police department.
And basically what this is strictly awareness. That's all it is. It's awareness. You can show up, you learn more about your city, you learn more face-to-face contact, you get to know the names, you get to speak with the firefighters, the paramedics, the police officers. It just gives an expanded awareness base.
Basically, all we want to do as a neighborhood watch group is to work with whoever our local precinct is, get them to come through, start seeing us, be visible. We got eyes out there, let them know what's going on. Let's talk to each other.
Mr. Chairman, these are two separate things. The Citizen Watch will work with you on the Neighborhood Watch. This is for any resident that wants to get involved. Yep. Thank you. Yep.
We should be well aware of what the proper procedures are.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kraft.
Believe me, you don't get bored. You don't get bored. And I had a few people say it's every week for 3 or 4 hours. Well, 3 or 4 hours goes really quick, and we're not usually there 4 hours. We're usually there about 3 hours. And there's always, everyone's always wanting more information by the end of the night. And we have to go home. So, but it's really good awareness. It makes you realize exactly where your tax dollars are going and how everything is ran and exactly where all your help's coming from. I recommend it totally.
Okay. Any other communication? I have one. The Lions didn't play today, this week. Okay. All right.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
It's already...
I'm sorry. Mr. Kraut has
Oh, okay.
something. I'm sorry.
I have to excuse me, I'm getting a little bit hoarse here. I was talking about the last 12 years, I've been talking about helping hands, because the need is there. Every Thanksgiving, they give out turkeys to the needy. Last year, they gave out 80 turkeys last year. This year, they have 0 turkeys. They're asking the residents for help. If we don't get up and help them out, some people ain't gonna have Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes you don't realize when you go to the refrigerator, and you open the refrigerator door, you find food in there. Some people go to the refrigerator door, there's nothing in it. So Helping Hands is asking you to help them, to help others. They're located at 5 Points, next to the bowling alley. The hours are between 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, and it was already announced under the mayor's report in the presentation, but again, I just want to reiterate and remind everyone, this Wednesday of the Veterans Day Celebration Parade. Last year it was a great turnout, and this year we're expecting more people to participate. So this Wednesday, please, and city offices will be closed. City Hall will be closed. So beginning at 9:30, there's a great parade, so we hope that everybody will come out and support our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
If there's no more communication, number 11 is for approval, warrant 15-21.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cho?
I'd like to make the motion that we pay warrant -1521 in the following amounts. General fund is $63,296.74. Major street fund is $7,818.55. Local street fund, $2,383.14. Cable TV is $8.45. Street lighting is $42,972.60. Rubbish and garbage collection fund is $79,762.88. CDBG is $6.50. 911 service fund is $1,219.32. Law enforcement, $58.06. Library fund, $16,317.60. DDA is $10,527.44. Tifa District 2, $9,676.80. And DDA for Goddard Road construction is $50,818.18. Tifa Vining Road construction is $23,812. Water and Sewer Fund, $688,370.39. Motor Vehicle Fund, $13,642.57. Technology Services, $165. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $5,025.49. Revolving Fund, $9,573.25. Current tax is $604,672.39. Delinquent Personal Property Fund, $8,747.36. Payroll Fund, $72,448.38, for a grand total, $1,711,323.09.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 15-21 for $1,711,000, $323.09. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, warrant 15-21 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Abdo for adjournment. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.